Now into the Crime Analysis Center. It's a unique collaborative between the town of Clarkstown, the district attorney's office, and now some other policing agencies as well. Just tell us a little bit about the structure of the Crime Analysis Center and some of the things that they're involved with.
Yeah, thank you. Back in 2016, we had an idea. It goes back longer than that. We really had an idea that law enforcement can do things a little bit better. These last couple of years, as you led off with, has been a challenge towards that with bail reform and raise the age and things like that. We thought things could be done better anyway. The paradigm shift of law enforcement and the way we do business had to be shaken up a little bit. Historically, law enforcement has been very silo-oriented, where information silos resided within that police department. But we also know that criminals don't operate that way. Criminals cross borders. Crime crosses borders. So if one agency is not sharing information with another agency, you're really defeating the purpose, and you're working against what you really are out to, your goals of law enforcement, which is put away bad guys and girls. So we thought there was a better way to do that and to share information, and that's really what kind of jump-started this several years ago, and that was our goal. We've been putting out an intelligence briefing twice a week for the last several years. What we want to do is concentrate on the people that are doing the criminal activity. There's limited resources in law enforcement, we all know that. So let's concentrate on the very small percentage of the population that's causing the vast majority of the victimization in society. Right. So that's what we're out there to do. I think we're doing a good job with that, making all the police departments, not only in Rockland County, but in the region, more aware of what's going on here in Rockland and regionally.
Right, and so there's a fair bit of data analysis. You do predictive analysis as well, where you can kind of look at the trends, and I think you used traffic at one point as an example. So maybe use that as an illustrative point for our listeners and our viewers.
So as for traffic issues, say, we know that the vast majority of traffic accidents in the town of Clarkstown happen at 59 and College Avenue in Nanuet. We know that, and we know the time that it happens in the early afternoons towards the late afternoons in a 2-hour block. So we know that if we could put a law enforcement officer in that area around those times, that's a great use of law enforcement resources to reduce the amount of accidents during that time, speeding vehicles, vehicle and traffic incidents, being that is the number one complaint from the residents as well. So right. That helps cut down on the amount of calls and the complaints. It's really a 360-degree view and operation when you're thinking about it on a micro level as far as accidents.
Right. So we use the traffic accidents as an illustrative point, but you can do that with burglaries, you can do that with car break-ins, you can do that with drug overdoses, et cetera. So we kind of can start to see trends, and we can then start to deploy resources to try and address some of those trends.
Absolutely, and we do that. Recently we've had a rash of car break-ins, car thefts from homes, and a lot of this is education too. Especially with the car thefts, people are leaving their key fobs, their new key fobs in the car, so it's easier for them to come and just start the car the next morning. But the criminals know that, and they're taking the cars right out of the driveway in the middle of the night. It's not only just a Clarkstown problem, that is a regional issue that's going on. So some of it is education. It's a multi-pronged approach. The police can't do it alone, and I think you're doing a great job as far as with social media and this TV show, getting the word out to the public so they can become better educated to care for themselves.
Right. So let's kind of segue now into really the drug crisis.